Welcome DMs and Dungeon Divers and future Dungeon Divers. Today I'm going to do something different. I am going to give you my list of the 6 best magical items for low-level characters. So come on in and sit for a spell. I'm Jimmy Lee and this is Ability Check. Roll it. Now remember, D&D is a game that's put out by Wizards of the Coast. Let's set the parameters that I used real quick. I took from the DMG, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I haven't even finished analyzing all the magical items in Tasha's, so let's just stick with this for right now. Number 6. Here you go. It's found in Xanathar's Guide, and it is the Enduring Spellbook. That's right. It's a common item, and it's worth between 50 and 100 gold pieces. Here's the thing about the Enduring Spellbook is that anything that's written in it, and the book itself, cannot be damaged by fire or immersion in water, and it doesn't age. So, all you wizards out there, this is a pretty good deal, especially for 50 gold pieces. Right. Number 5 is from Xanathar's, and it's a common item, and it is the Moon-Touched Sword. That means any sword. It's worth between 50 and 100 gold pieces. When you unsheath the blade, it actually emits a bright light in a 15-foot radius, and 15 feet beyond that is dim light. And here's one thing that takes care of that little pesky thing about needing dark vision for the characters that do not have it. And another thing that is, it goes with this is this. It is considered a magical weapon. Doesn't give you pluses to hit or plus to damage, but it is a magical weapon, so you can get through that pesky little thing that some of the monsters out there have that can only take half damage from non-magical weapons. There you go. And for 50 gold to 100 gold, it's well worth it. Number 4. This comes from the DMG, and it's an uncommon item, so it's worth between 101 gold pieces and 500 gold pieces, and that is the Rope of Climbing. Now, the Rope of Climbing is pretty interesting. It is about 60 feet long, a silken rope. You use a command word, and you can have it actually go up. But here's one catch on that one. It takes a round for it to go 10 feet. So if you want it to go up to 30 or 40 feet, it's going to take 3 or 4 rounds. Also, it can attach to anything, so you can actually climb it. Here it is. It will actually hold up to 3,000 pounds. And if you want it to, it will knot. And if it knots, it shortens it by 10 feet, and it will be easier to climb. And here's one thing too. The AC on it is 20. It has 20 hit points. And as long as it has 1 hit point left, it'll actually heal itself. Number 3 comes from the DMG. It's actually 2 items. They do exactly the same thing. It's the Ring of Protection +1 and the Cloak of Protection +1. Both of them are uncommon items, and it costs between 101 to 500 gold pieces. Now, in D&D 5e, I am a big advocate thinking that 1 point makes a big difference. I've seen all kinds of things, just amazing things happen just because of 1 point, and this will actually work. So both of these items give you a +1 to your AC and a +1 to all your saving throws. The only drawback on this is that you have to be attuned to the item, so it takes up one of your attunement spots. And number 2, also from the DNG, this one right here I had to really think about because I kept wanting to put in the number 1 spot, and I said no, the other, because the first one I put in for the number 1 spot is just about the same. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Number 2 is a Bag of Holding. Bag of Holding is an uncommon item. It's worth between 101 to 500 gold pieces. And here it is. The mouth of this is about 2 feet in diameter, and its depth is 4 feet. Another thing is that it will actually hold up to 500 pounds or 64 cubic feet. The thing is, even whether it's empty or it's full, it still only weighs 15 pounds. So it gets rid of that pesky weight disadvantage. Now, because the Bag of Holding inside is an interdimensional space, you cannot put it in another one. So you have to be really careful. Things like portable holes, the haversack, also into a rope trick. You cannot take these things and put them in, or put one inside of it either, because what happens is it destroys both. If they're both an item, it destroys them. It immediately opens up a gate to the astral plane. Any character that's within 10 feet of it will be sucked into the astral plane, no saving throw, and the gate's closed and there's no way back. Now, the number one item also comes from the DMG, and it is the Wand of Magic Missile. That's right. It's an uncommon item. It costs between 101 gold pieces and 500 gold pieces. I know I keep saying this over and over again, but I just want you to understand how much the cost could be for this. This is a great item. There is no restrictions on it. It does not take an attunement spot, and it's not class restricted. That means that any character can actually use it. And here it is. It comes with 7 charges. If you expend 1 charge, you actually are casting the magic missile spell. You get 3d4 plus 3 in force damage, and it never misses. Or you can do 1d4 plus 1 to 3 different opponents. Here's another thing too, is if you spend more than just 1 charge, for every charge you add after that, you can add another 1d4 plus 1 up till, so if you use 3 charges, that's 5d4 plus 5, or 1d4 plus 1 on 5 different opponents. And it's a force damage, so that means that there's not that much resistance to force damage. Here's the thing is, if you use all the charges, you have to roll a d20, and on a 1, the wand is destroyed. It will recharge at dawn. It'll do 1d6 plus 1 charges. Okay, that was my list. And here I'm going to do is I'm going to give you what I'm going to call an honorary mention. The first one on my list, I was sitting there thinking on the honorary mention, is I was trying to figure out a way to put it in there, but then I realized, hey, as a low-level character, you probably don't need this, but I'm going to tell you what it is. In the DMG, this is Sending Stones. It's uncommon, 101 gold pieces to 500 gold pieces. Sending Stone means that as long as you hold, they come in a pair, as long as you're holding one and another person is holding the other, you can send messages back and forth. It's pretty good if you're going to split up the party. No, don't do it. No. Splitting up the party is not a good idea at low level, so try not to do that. But if you do, having these will be helpful. It's probably not needed at lower levels, but it's a good idea to have them at higher level. But however, with a price, if you can get them, do so. And my last one, I'm going to tell you right now, this item is a game-changing item. It's probably one of the most versatile items that you can get, magical items. And it's in the DMG, and it's an uncommon item between 101 gold pieces to 500 gold pieces. Probably at first, lower levels, first through third or through fourth and stuff, it's probably not needed because it can overpower, I think. But however, it's the Immovable Rod. This item you can use for almost anything. Short rest, you're in that pesky dungeon and all these things are roaming the hallways. If you have a door, close the door, put the rod in front of it, push the button, and there it is. They cannot open the door. They can destroy the door, but the door won't open. Also, there's a lot of other ways that you can use it. Just let your imagination go wild. Like I said, it's probably one of the most versatile ones that I can even think of. And it, like I said, is pretty cheap. Okay, so that's it. That's my 6 and my 2 runners-up. If you agree with me, let me know. If you think that I am wrong on this, let me know down below. Because remember, I want to hear from you and see if you can convince me otherwise. Also remember this. Hey, look down below. Look down there. Yeah, you see where it's subscribed? Is it red? It's red? Oh man, you need to hit it real quick because that's a blood ooze coming at you. Come on, hit it, hit it. Hit that subscribe button down there. Quick, 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 quick. That's right. Hit that subscribe, that like, and that bell so you don't miss anything. I'm Jimmy Lee, and this is Ability Check. Roll it.